Whether you've taken up the bass after a long time away or you've taken it up more recently, what if there was a program out there that could teach you to play exciting and authentic bass lines over any blues tune? Or give you the freedom to improvise walking bass lines on the spot at a jam night or a blues gig? What if that course gave you the confidence to know that you can handle any blues tune in any key? If that course existed, would you want it? Well, I've got news for you, that course does exist. I'm sure you know me by now, but just in case, I'm Greg Hagger and I've been a pro bass player for the last 25 years. And I still love playing bass just as much as when I first picked it up in the late 80s. I've got a particular passion for blues, and if I had to pick one style only, it would definitely be blues. I've been lucky enough to play in iconic venues, festivals and arenas around the world with some top-notch musicians. As well as that, I've done countless recording gigs, TV appearances, live stream gigs, theatre gigs. I've been on the radio, and I've also been involved in educational workshops, blues coaching courses, and I've had countless private students. A couple of years ago, I thought it was time to take my experience from the pro stage and share it with a bigger audience online, so I created Greg's Bass Shed. This was primarily to help players like you to transform their bass playing. As much as I'm an out-and-out performer, there's something very special about helping someone to break through to the next level with their playing. I love seeing the look on people's faces when they have breakthrough moments with music, or when they tell me stories of how they've set up their first band or performed at their first jam night. You see, when you know how to break free from these common frustrations like not knowing where you are in a blues progression, getting lost, playing the same repetitive lines over and over again, then you start to be able to have the skills to improvise on the spot and play exciting and authentic blues bass lines. Not only does that skill allow you to get up at a jam night or play in a blues band, but it also frees you from the negative voices in your head that get in the way of you really enjoying playing your live experiences. There's nothing quite like the buzz of being on stage with your fellow musicians and playing to a buzzing audience, and that's why I pick up the bass every day. And you know, the great thing about this is once you learn how to play blues bass, this skill never goes away. You've got it for life. I've helped countless bass players like you to really transform their bass playing, to enable them to play blues at jam nights or to set up blues bands or just really to play to backing tracks at home. But when I first started out on bass, I didn't really know what was going on, to be honest. I remember rehearsing for months for our first gig. We got to the day, got up on stage, started the first number, and things sounded a bit weird. I was getting some funny looks from my band members, and I looked down and I was playing the whole bass line up a fret. And I remember at another gig, I'd managed to somehow detune my G string a whole tone, and it took me a couple of minutes to work out what the hell was going on. Probably like many of you, I played blues when I first started out, but I didn't really know what was going on with that style. I kind of gradually learnt the 12-bar progression. I knew kind of one turnaround and a few riffs. To be honest, in those early days it didn't really matter because it was just a bit of fun. But after a while I started to get bored with what I was playing and I wanted to invest some time in my bass playing. I could see other players around me start to earn money from gigs, and I thought, wow, I really want to make a living playing the bass. So I started going to blues gigs and studying what the established blues players were doing. I transcribed my own bass lines, I listened to blues all day long, I took lessons, and I really started to crack the code of blues bass playing. And I want to share that with you. It all starts with a greater understanding of the blues progressions, and then you need to learn what the great blues bass players played on all these iconic blues songs. Take these musical devices and concepts out and apply them to your own playing, and then give your playing its own personality and put your stamp on your own bass playing. I like to think of music as a vehicle for passing down ideas through history. If you think about it, music's just an oral culture and tradition that's passed down over the years through musicians. When researching the blues, one of my greatest discoveries was to find out that there are common devices, musical devices that the great bass players used to play exciting and hard-hitting bass lines, and this is probably what got them hired in the first place. When I listen to students playing blues bass, even those that class themselves as intermediate, there are often gaps in their playing and some of the basics are often missing. It's actually quite normal and usual to have weaknesses in your playing. We've all got them, I've got them. But usually the issue with the gaps in the playing came about because players haven't had a structured approach to learning all the aspects of blues bass playing. There can be a lack of solid groove, there can be repetitive walking lines played over and over again, a lack of understanding of the progressions and getting lost, but most importantly, a lack of emotion and conviction in their bass lines. So own up, does this sound like you? But more importantly, are you ready to do something about it? You may feel that you're improving gradually with practice and with time, but if you combine your practice with guidance from an experienced teacher, then your gains would be astronomical. I'd love to help you with your blues bass playing. Instead of second guessing what you're meant to be doing in your practice sessions, let me take all the guesswork out of it. I've spent my whole life practicing and performing live, so I know what you need to work on, what's irrelevant and what's your best bang for buck with exercises. In fact, I've already created a start to finish blues program that's got clear, manageable steps that will transform your bass playing and turn you into the player that you've always dreamt of. It's called Walk the Blues, and it's an online video course that systematically tackles all the main styles of blues in all the main keys. This course will teach you to be able to confidently create your own blues bass lines that sound great every time. I've distilled years of teaching into this course, but don't just take my teaching credentials from me. This is what one of my students, Dino, has to say.
Hi everyone, I'm Dino. Greg contacted me the other day and asked for a testimonial on his new blues course. Greg is a professional bass player, but his true talent is teaching. He never makes you feel silly for asking questions or not being able to get something. This is very important, especially for a guy my age, right? How he did that, he just started very basically with me with scales, and then we went into modes, and then we built triads off of those. And then rhythmically, he gave me the two feel. I'd never heard that term before, right? And then we built walking bass lines off of that. I've truly never had left-hand freedom like this. I've been playing for quite a while and picked it up and down. And anyway, I highly recommend Greg's course. And more so, I recommend private lessons from him. I have never, like I said, been able to freely play a bass line as I am right now. And it's because just the style in which he teaches, very basic to intermediate to just professional, if you want to go that far with it. I highly recommend Greg's course and his private lessons with him also. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.
Now, you might be wondering if you can transfer the skills that you learn in Walk the Blues to other styles of bass playing, and the answer is a resounding yes. If you think about it, all popular music really derives from the blues. So all the skills that you learn in this course, you can transfer to all other styles. I teach you the principles behind the bass lines, and this is what you can take to create your own bass lines in any style. Another question that I've had is, do you need to understand music theory and read music to take the course? And the answer is no. I teach you all the music theory that you need in the course. I teach on a need-to-know basis, so I don't want you to get bogged down with music theory. It's all about playing the blues. And the PDFs are in standard notation and tab, so you can pick whatever PDFs you need, and you don't need to read music to take the course, and also use a lot of fret diagrams in the videos. The way that the course is designed means that it's suitable for beginners and more advanced players. In the lessons I give more basic grooves and bass lines, and if you're a beginner you might want to stick with those, and then I lead on to the next level and give you more advanced bass lines, but there's no pressure to do those if you don't want to, so you can really take the course at the level that you're at personally. So first off, when you buy Walk the Blues, you'll have instant access to the online course, which is hosted on Teachable, and this is an online course platform, one of the top platforms. You'll have access to all the video lessons and the PDFs which you can download under the videos. The course itself is broken down into 6 modules containing an average of 4 lessons. All the backing tracks you need are embedded underneath each video. You'll be able to track your progress throughout the course, and every time you come back to the course you'll be able to start where you left off. Throughout Walk the Blues you'll learn how to always know where you are in a chord progression, how to play the minor blues, the scales you need to play over the whole fretboard, the shuffle blues, the straight blues, more modern styles of blues, the slow 12/8 blues, but most importantly, how to start creating your own riffs and walking lines in any key. As well as designing a course that delivers all these skills, a big focus throughout designing this course was delivering top-notch backing tracks that give you a similar experience to playing with a live blues band. These backing tracks form the core of Walk the Blues, because I think you'll agree that really a blues course is all about playing. So that's the course. Armed with this knowledge, you'll be able to grab your bass, get up on stage, look the band in the eye and know that you can handle any tune that they're going to call. And that's a great feeling, let me tell you. So now you're probably wondering what the cost of the Walk the Blues launch offer will be. Well, your investment is just $197. This is a one-off payment with no reoccurring subscription costs, and you get lifetime access to the course. Remember that if you want to confidently improvise blues bass lines and hold your own at a blues jam night, then you have to invest in yourself. And there's no more worthy investment than this. You're at a fork in the road right now. You can carry on the same way and get the same results, or you can take a new path, invest in yourself and really take your bass playing to the level that you've always dreamt of. You get a full 14 days to see if Walk the Blues is for you. If you find it's not for you, then just get in touch with me and I'll give you a full refund, no questions asked. So there's literally no risk involved here. So here's what I want you to do now. Click the Buy Now button and join me in Walk the Blues. You'll go through to a checkout page where you've got the option of PayPal or credit card. Once you make the payment, you'll be asked to set up an account and a password, and then you'll have access to the course. Like Cliff told me after Blues Week, thank you Greg, what a great refresher and starting to play blues. As usual, a well explained and well informed video aimed at helping the beginner to understand some of the theory behind the blues. This video series has come at a great time for me, and Greg's pacing and time throughout is excellent as usual. Or from Tim, not only do you show the how, but you give great insight into the why of things, Greg. You're a great instructor, thanks for sharing. Or lastly from Kev Mack, I'm a veteran bassist but I still watch the videos, even the ones aimed towards less experienced players. I still find something in them to remind me of the thing that I may have missed. Plus they're great fun for players of all levels. So whether refreshing on the more basic things or learning your more advanced techniques, you provide a great library of bass knowledge. Thanks. If you're ready to take your blues bass playing to the next level, then click the Buy Now button and jump into Walk the Blues. So how much time have you got to wait? Why waste any more time? Take advantage of this once in a lifetime offer and say yes to the greatest feeling of getting your bass, going on stage, connecting with musicians and the audience and having the time of your life. I can't wait to see you inside Walk the Blues.